I was thinking to myself the other day, and I was wondering, I was like, how the hell did the WWF, Vince McMahon, beat the NWA? Now, there's a lot of different reasons that a lot of people put out there. Would it be, the territories were dying, these areas, they couldn't draw anymore. Vince is going in and selling TVs. Vince is stealing talent. He's buying promotions up, that kind of stuff. But I'm of the opinion, and this might be a controversial opinion, if the NWA, and now what I understand the NWA responsibilities are and what the job is, did not effectively do their job. So their job is not only to keep these promotions and territories in business, not only to book the world champion, but is to prevent any rival companies to coming in and running opposition. I don't know if the NWA was equipped from a corporate standing. I don't know if they're even a real corporate entity at this point. Because it's curious to me, because you look at the NWA and you think, it's an entity like Major League Baseball or the NFL or the NHL or NBA, right? And they have a commissioner, and in the NWA they had a president who's in charge. And for the Briscoes to have the ability to sell Georgia Championship Wrestling and their time slot to Vince McMahon, why didn't the NWA prevent that? Why wasn't there profit sharing? Hey, listen, when your territory is doing good, yeah, you're gonna kick us a little bit of money, but when your territory is having a down period, we can keep you in business. And the NWA didn't do any of that. They didn't have any profit sharing. At least that's what I know of. And now, guys, if I'm wrong, please let me know. And they didn't do their job at protecting their members all that well, especially during that time. It seemed to me that the presidents were all concerned about their promotion, getting the champion in their promotion, like when Crockett was president and when Geiger was president, so on and so forth. But they didn't do anything to keep the NWA alive. I don't know if NWA was a real thing. Like, it's like a phantom kind of. I know the name legally there's a name, and there's now owners of the NWA.
Right.
And if their job was to franchise memberships out to other groups to use that name, they would have to be able to provide them with something other than a championship belt and a name. Like, you would have to give them some sort of, if you buy a franchise from McDonald's and you open a McDonald's, right, you get promotional materials, you get the cups, the burgers, all that kind of good stuff, and you get a manual about how to run the business, and you run your business, right? It seemed to me back in that time, especially around 83, 84, is the NWA's inability to stop anyone from running opposition to them. Because there's no way that today you can't run oppositions to the NFL because you get crushed. Look at the XFL, they got crushed. Look at the United States Football League, they got crushed. Was the NWA as powerful as we like to think it was? I don't know. Because if it was, this wouldn't have happened.
Right.
So I'm just curious about what people think about that. If I'm off my rocker here to think it was the NWA's responsibility to make sure that, hey, listen, it's like, for instance, you can't sell a Major League Baseball team. You can't sell the Yankees to anyone you want. You need approval by Major League Baseball. So you tell me that the Briscoe, they had nothing in their contracts that their ownership or their affiliation with NWA saying, listen, you can't sell this promotion without the permission of all the other owners of the territories. Like that, then you sold it to Vince. It's like, and that doesn't make any sense to me. And, I think it was a failure of the NWA. Now, if the NWA was built the way they led us to believe that it was built and, what it's supposed to be, in theory, then there's no way that Vince would have won because, number one, they probably would have came up with contracts first. It wouldn't have mattered if their promotions were doing terrible. The NWA would fund them until they get them on their feet. Anyone that jumped over to Vince would have got immediately blackballed. I mean, there's a million things you could have done to make sure that, you kept your entity, league, promotions, federations, whatever you want to call it, together and not have it fall apart. But to me, I don't think these guys had maybe the corporate savvy of someone that's in charge of Major League Baseball, or maybe they weren't funded. I mean, I don't know how much money goes to the NWA as an entity. Right. Maybe they weren't funded. So if they're running on shoestrings, they have no power anyway. So again, it's curious to see how that all went down and how that worked. But I think it was the NWA's responsibility to make sure they kept those promotions in business, and they didn't for whatever reason. So.